And people are like, oh no, take the lump sum. You'll have the immediate injection of cash. You can do whatever you need with it. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck am I going to do with $350 million immediately besides blow it? What am I like,
hookers and blow?
Yeah, like what am I going to do besides just blow? Like I'll stare at $350 million in a bank account, and I'll just be like, well,
fuck do I do now?
How do I not destroy my future? Whereas with an annuity,
I am a beast.
Hey, what's more dangerous? Do you think Gravity Day is going to be more dangerous, or do you think the lunatics trying to win the $905 million Powerball are going to be more dangerous?
I don't know. I don't really hear that many horror stories about what happens after a lottery, drawing. Are there? True.
The only horror stories you hear are like anecdotes about, oh well, you win the lottery, you're going to go broke, and it's like, I've never actually heard a horror story of somebody winning like $1 billion Powerball and then going broke. I've never heard that horror story. I've heard horror stories. Well, they won $10 million and now they have nothing. I've heard that. Or they won a $50 million lottery and now they don't have anything because they squandered all the money. I've heard that. That's something unbelievable. But $1 billion Powerball, I don't think I've ever heard anything even remotely close to. But then again, there haven't been a whole lot of those yet. But at the same time, like I'm starting to suspect though that like I'm starting to suspect that the whole myth of lottery winners going broke is really just an old wives' tale. Because I've been doing research on this, Dan. Because this kind of bothered me. This kind of bothered me a lot because I was like, wait a minute, where did this fucking number come from? Who's reporting this? Where does this statistic come from? And I started doing research onto this, and it turns out it might actually be kind of nonsense, Dan. So I don't have the actual organization's name in here that is often listed, although maybe I could find it again. Let me see. Because there's an organization, it's out of like the Netherlands, I think, or Sweden or something like that supposedly did this research where they're constantly cited as this source of lotteries becoming this endless source of financial woe and bankruptcy. Doesn't appear to have any like actual weight to it, actual statistical weight to it. And I'm trying to find the source again that I had this on, because it's actually like ridiculously interesting. So yeah, apparently it's like just this cargo cult financing stuff that happens. It gets lumped into with the advice of take the lump sum, and apparently it's just not like the most well thought out advice on planet Earth. You've heard that before, when people are just like, if you win the lottery, take the lump sum and run away with it.
Yeah, I've heard that. I mean, I guess that's literally just to, eliminate any sort of other red tape or stuff. Because if you do it in installments, then, I guess you're waiting for all your money. I don't know.
I mean, you get so from what I can tell, with the lump sum, you get the initial cash injection, right? So like, I think something like $350 million for this Powerball, right, or something like that. And then, but if you take the annuity, you get 30 future payments of much less money each year, increasing 5% each year. And it can vary a little bit depending on the yield of treasury bonds, because that's apparently what your money's all put into, is like treasury bonds. So I don't know the specifics behind that. So the first payment would be something like, after taxes, it's going to be something like $7.1 million or something like that. And then grows 5% year over year for 29 years. And people are like, oh no, take the lump sum. You'll have the immediate injection of cash. You can do whatever you need with it. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck am I going to do with $350 million immediately besides blow it?
Yeah.
What am I
like, hookers and blow?
Yeah, like what am I going to do besides just blow? Like I'll stare at $350 million in a bank account, and I'll just be like, well,
fuck do I do now?
How do I not destroy my future? Whereas with an annuity, I could be sitting back and be looking like, you know what? I'm 44 years old right now. I got 30 years of payments like this. Guaranteed. Well, I mean, as guaranteed as it can be, assuming the United States doesn't just completely freaking collapse.
I guess that would be the other consideration, you know?
What, the United States collapsing? If the United States collapses, you think your dollar's going to be worth diddly squat?
Nope.
So, like, who cares at that point? Like, whatever. But, like, so essentially you're looking at 30 years of multi-million dollar payments. You're looking at generational wealth at that point. That is like the most, I think, easy way to just be like, I'm 44, 30 years, I'm going to be 74. I can put several $1 million away, multiple millions of dollars away in a nest egg somewhere as my just in case when I'm too old to live and survive. And I could still live a relatively decent, great, fantastic life for 30 years and not work. I wouldn't even have to take, you wouldn't even have to take the advice of somebody who's like, oh, don't quit your job after you win the lottery. Bullshit. You kidding me? With $1 billion Powerball and a 30-year annuity? Yeah, I'm out of the workforce, baby. I'm gone. Peace. Yeah. Are you kidding me?